decisions. Heartland State Bank offers competitive rates and is proud to provide uptown services with a hometown touch. With 4 locations in Redfield, Tulare, Wessington, and Highmore, we aspire to support the communities we live and work in. Heartland State Bank, member FDIC.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
You'll find friendly, small-town service at your locally owned and operated SBS Lumber and Hardware in Redfield. They have all your small home repair needs covered. Plus, they now carry lumber and Valspar paints, along with all of your painting supplies. They have your fencing needs covered, too. From carry pet to livestock, they're a proud supporter of all youth athletics and activities. So for whatever you need, look no further than your locally owned and operated SBS Lumber and Hardware in Redfield.
The One Stop in Redfield is a friendly family-owned business. They carry hot stuff products like pizzas, sandwiches, appetizers, and cookies. So before you take a trip, or if you're out on the town, stop by and fuel up with Sinclair gasoline and use the Dino Pay app for additional savings. Grab your snacks and browse the large selection of cold beverages. And visit the automatic car wash for a spotless shine in your vehicle. One Stop is a proud supporter of all school sports and activities. Stop in to the One Stop in Redfield.
At Brueggemann Crop Services, they offer a full line of crop insurance products backed by years of experience to ensure you're getting the best risk management package for your specific operation. They are also your full-service channel seed provider, along with a full line of seed treatments. As farmers themselves, they will tailor a plan that will set you at ease for everything nature may throw at you. Crop insurance is their only insurance. For a no-obligation insurance or seed quote, call 853-3200 or check them out online at BrueggemannCropInsurance.com. Malpert Insurance is built on a foundation of nearly 31 years of experience, knowledge, and customer service for multi-peril crop insurance, forage, crop hail, and livestock and insurance coverage. Malpert Insurance has industry experts and talented staff to work side by side, assisting in your operation. Protect your business with coverage that matters and service that cares. Contact Caitlin Hoots at 605-290-9719 or Jared Keene at 605-450-5322.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Redfield Pheasants Live, coming live at you from the Ken Greeno building here in Redfield, South Dakota. I am Tom Gregg, and always with me is my sidekick, Kyle Falk. Tonight we have a volleyball match between the Redfield Pheasants and the Clark-Willow Lake Cyclones. A little bit about tonight's matchup. First, Clark-Willow Lake. Clark-Willow Lake comes into tonight's match with a 6-10 record. They last played last Thursday and lost in straight sets to Roncalli 3-0. They are currently sitting in the sixth spot in Region 2A. On the road, the Cyclones have a 1-6 record, and versus opponents with a winning record, they are 0-9. A little bit about your Redfield Pheasants. The Redfield Pheasants come in tonight's match with a 13-10 record on the season. That is good enough for first place in Region 1A. The Pheasants are coming off a taxing schedule over the past couple of weeks. From September 20th to October 1st, they have played a total of 12 matches in 11 days, going 5-7 in that stretch. The squad has been off from playing since last Saturday. I caught up with Coach Osborne to see what they've been up to, and they've been working on transitions on the serve-receive on defense and getting their feet to move quicker towards balls. They also have had a couple of days off. He gave them Sunday and Monday off here to just let their bodies recuperate and get some energy back. So good to always hear from Coach Osborne. Very fascinating and good insight. A little bit more about the Pheasants. Currently, Redfield is sitting 6-1 in the Northeast Conference play. Redfield is coming off a 2-2 weekend in the Redfield Pheasant Volleyball Classic with wins over Belfouze, Timberlake, and losing to Miller and Warner. Clark Willow Lake is riding a 2-match losing streak and has struggled on the road this season. Hopefully this is a good sign for tonight and the Pheasants. Next, we do have the National Anthem. We will go with that, and after that we will get the starting lineups. It is also pink night here from the Ken Greeno building, so you can see the Clark Willow Lake Cyclones are donning pink and white jersey tops. A lot of the gals on the Pheasant squad are wearing pink and white socks to honor breast cancer and cancer awareness research, and for all those who have fought and are fighting. So tonight is a very special night. A lot of the folks in the stands wearing pink artifacts such as shirts, socks, hats, bandanas, and there is a nice crowd. Pep band is playing, and the student section is full. So we will go through the starting lineups here real soon. Right now, the Mallory Smith is being honored by the PEA announcer, Mr. Bob Tiff. Mallory Smith has set a program record for most aces in one match out at the Belfouze tournament. Mallory had 12 aces in one match, which breaks Emma Jankard's record. Emma played in the late 2000s for the Pheasants, and the record was at 11. Also, another record to be aware of that's on the cusp of being broken is Autumn Youngworth's set assist record for a career. Autumn had 1,811 set assists in her career, and Cameron Rolfs is 21 away from breaking that. So we may see that record fall tonight as well. So up next is the National Anthem played by the Redfield Pep Band, and we will come back after this. And we're back. Well done by the Redfield Pep Band, I guess that would be, right? And Mr. Unrude. Nice as always. Coach Falk, welcome back. And what are you hoping to see from the Pheasants tonight in this conference matchup?
Well, I'm hoping to see a fast start here tonight. Looks like Clark Willow Lake has a young squad. They only got 2 seniors, 5 juniors, the rest of the squad being underclassmen. Hopefully we can take advantage of that and their inexperience and be able to capitalize on that.
How much in volleyball, and looking at the roster, it looks like we have a pretty good size advantage in the front line there. How much does size blend in or go into the formula in volleyball?
Well, it can be intimidating, but it all depends on the jumping factor as well. If those girls are shorter, but they can get up over the net and get blocks up, get down good hits, it really negates itself.
Very true. Probably about the same as it is in all sports. Pheasants looking to get back on the winning side of things here. Wrapping up about a week and a half from wrapping up the regular season, sitting in first place. Got one more home event. How big is it to win these at home down the stretch, especially when you got a tough road schedule?
You got to have them, and they're going to be emotional nights too. Like that last night will be senior night, I believe. You got to put the emotions aside. Yes, it is a big night, but you got to go out there and play your game as well. You have to have the ones at home, and we kind of always say, if you can split on the road, you should be good.
Yep, and I guess the nice thing, we've already got a little piece of Warner here in our tournament, so they've been on the floor with them. I know Warner is very, very solid, probably one of the top team, if not one of the top teams in the state. So it'll be interesting to see how the Pheasants fare down the road here. Right now, still in first place in 1A, and they still want that. They want to be one of those host teams in the pod, so I know that's the goal of the girls and the coaching staff, so hopefully they can hold on to that and we get some more live ticket broadcasts. I know you guys love listening to us. We love that you guys are watching and listening from a many-state area. We hear our bubbles growing a little bit. That's awesome. Hello to our North Dakota friends, South Dakota, Minnesota, and Nebraska friends, and even those of you in Iowa. So that's a little joke there. But here we go. We're going to play some volleyball here from the Ken Greeno Building Northeast Conference matchup between your Redfield Pheasants and the Clark Willow Lake Cyclones. Redfield is wearing their custom home uniforms, white with blue trim. Number 21 is serving for Clark, Avery Lee. And Clark hits one out of bounds. Is that number 17 there? Shea McClitsky. Serving for the Pheasants, leaving 1-0, is Cameron Rolfs. Clark knocks it over, gets it back to the Pheasants. Gracie with the push set. Clark counters back, dug out by Roselle, and up the middle to Smith. So there's number 1 for Rolfs, 20 away. I promise we won't count them down, but it's good to go 1 for 1 and get that confidence going. Rolfs to Smith right up the middle, that little quick hitter right on pace. Rolfs serving up 2-0. And Smith mishits one. Talk about those. Are those free balls at the net? Talk about what goes through a player's mind when they see one of those.
Oh, they're looking for open area in the court on the other side to hit the ball back down. That one, she just got a little over-rotated, went a little too far to the corner, ended up out of bounds. There's a kill.
And number 10, Brendan serves for Clark and gets the ball over to the Pheasants, and Gracie Fast gets going. Rolfs to Fast for her first kill. Smith, who's been serving very well. Mallory Smith, remember we have multiple Smiths on the team. 2 are related, 1 is not. We'll get into that later. Smith serving again after her first ace, up 4-1. And had to kind of catch my thoughts there to make sure that was out. Gracie hits one off of a Clark defender, and it goes out of bounds, so another kill. And there we go. Mallory Smith has rattled off 3 points in a row, causing a Clark timeout. And they're going to talk it over, and the Pheasants are out to a...
Helping you find the equipment you need. It's possible at RDO Equipment Company. RDO sells and services John Deere agriculture and lawn and garden equipment, as well as Honda generators, pumps, snow blowers, and more. Their large inventory of parts ensures you get what you're looking for quickly so you can get back to work, and their experienced sales and parts department are ready to help you find the right equipment for the job. Call, stop in, or visit RDOequipment.com today.
We hope you are all enjoying the student productions of your school. Tonight's event and every event.
And here we are. We're welcoming you back to the Ken Greeno Building. And the Pheasants off to a quick start like Coach Falk suggested would be good. And Mallory Smith serving a storm up for the Pheasants. And Clark comes out of the timeout and gets a point. Clark Willow Lake making some substitutions here, and they are trying to see the numbers here for who's serving. But number 8 Audrey Foster is going to serve for Clark Willow Lake here. Redfield not making any substitutions, so like Coach Falk thought would be a good idea for the Pheasants, out to a quick start, serving well, getting the front line going with Fast, Roselle, and Smith. So good to see. Here we go. Foster serves it up, returned by Zenz. Fast with the push set. Clark hits it back over, dug out by Fast. Rolfs with the push set. And number 17, Shay McCaskey with the kill, bringing Foster back to the service line, trailing 6-3. Set number 1. Ball in play. Rolf to Annie Smith, and she gets a little teardrop kill there. So Annie Smith getting on the board, her first kill of the night. Bringing number 4, Gracie Fast, the outside hitter senior, serving. And it appears Redfield was in the net. So I'm starting to pick up on that, so that's good. Clark making a couple of substitutions here. Number 2 and 26 in. So Sarah Tonvold and Taya Vig in. And Taya Vig is going to serve for Clark Willow Lake, trailing 7-4. Early set number 1. Rolfs over to Roselle, and that's not coming back. Good timing there. Is that a nice back set or what, Coach Falk?
That was beautiful. Good first pass to get Cameron in the area so she could put the set right on the net for her, put it away.
Is everything based off that serve receive out of the rotation, out of the serve?
It is. You got to get a good first pass to set anything up.
Weller serving it over for Redfield, and Clark has a hard time handling it. Rolfs over to Zenz. Played back by Clark Willow Lake. Blocked at the net. Looked like that was Roselle and Rolfs. And Rolfs looked like she got more of that. So 5-6, getting it done at the net. Weller to serve again, leading 9-6. Clark Willow Lake free balls it over. Back set to Roselle. And Clark Willow Lake blocks it back. And I really like the back set into the wheel type play there. Those are fun to watch when those are right on.
Yeah, when the timing's right and they develop, they are a good play.
Summer Seafeld serving for Clark Willow Lake. Zenz on the attack and gets her to fall. So Chloe Zenz getting involved. It really looks like the Redfield hitters are having pretty good luck at the net. Is that because of the size advantage?
That could be. A lot of it is, though, the passing and the setting is right on right now for them.
Good. Roselle serving for Redfield. Rolfs short set to Smith, gets it over. Back and forth play here. Working for the point. And long. Looked like Mallory Smith went a little long. Coach Falk is smiling. Maybe thought that caught some chalk there. Not sure. Oh, well.
We'll ask Mr. Bradley Chiak about that later.
Yep. Number 12 serving for Clark Willow Lake, Emma Nichols. Boom. Rolfs to Smith up the middle. Dug out by Clark Willow Lake. Roselle digs it back out for the Pheasants. Little push set back row by Fast. Weller digs it out. Back and forth play here for this point. Both teams looking to get this. And Zenz takes a swing off and connects, and he gets it off the top of the net. Gets a little home court bounce and drops it in the middle.
You can kind of see the inexperience of Clark Willow Lake there. They're kind of timid. Their timing isn't real crisp right now.
Zenz serving for the Pheasants and hits one into the lower part of the net. So Clark gets an easy point there. More substitution for Clark Willow Lake here early set number 1. Looks like number 21 is in to serve. Avery Lee, sophomore, 5'2". And she serves it in, and it's long. And we had a long discussion about determining if a ball was in or out with the girls. And it sounds like you rely on who to let you know if it's in or out.
Your teammates. They got to be talking.
Pheasants have made it around one time. Rolfs is back to serve, up 12-7. Oh, and a good block attempt there by Smith and Smith, but it goes out of bounds, so that's a kill for I'm just messing it up. I'm sorry. For Shea, we'll say. She's got a couple out there. So she's having a nice night early. A little back and forth here. And each team working hard. And Shea hits it into the net there, giving the Pheasants a point. So Mallory Smith will continue to head back to the serving line, and she's really done well serving the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah, she's been very reliable, very dependable, not just serving, but up front as well.
Yep. And she's able to rip off 4 or 5 points when she serves, so it's fun to watch her serve. Roselle and Smith with the block at the net, and Clark gets Redfield sleeping on that back half there on the roll of the coverage and drops a push set deep. They catch us sucking onto the middle there, or
look like it. They look like they sucked up, trying to play the tip a little, trying to cover the middle, and just left that back corner wide open.
Audrey Foster, number 8, serving for the Cyclones, down 13-9, set number 1. Rolfs back set to fast and mishit there, and all of a sudden, Clark Willow Lake creeping back into the contest here. Foster to serve again, trying to cut the lead to 2. Dug out by Zenz. Roselle to fast, back-to-back sets. Free ball back over the net. Rolfs to Roselle up the middle, returned by Clark.
Clark in the net there.
And Clark's in the net. So fast back to serve for the Pheasants, up 14-10. The senior puts it in play. Shea pushes it over for Clark Willow Lake. Annie Smith goes long and is looking for the appeal at the official at the net, doing the old tip of the fingers, and she gets it. So Annie Smith gets her first kill. Pheasants extend the lead to 5. And then Roselle, free ball at the net.
Yep, just a little floater, and she decides to go up and tip it down to one side for a point.
Statistically, does that go as a kill?
I'm not sure, actually.
According to our stat people, it does, but I'm not sure either. We're going to say yes. Oh, and a little miscommunication there between a couple of Pheasants there, and Clark Willow Lake gets a point back. Clark Willow Lake does a lot of substitutions. Any strategy in that in volleyball, Coach?
It can work to your advantage, but you got to pay attention. You're only allowed a certain number of substitutions. So,
26, Taya Vig to serve. And Roselle puts one opposite line, and we get a tip. So, where are we at? Are we on a count there for Rolfs?
Unofficially, I got 8 for her right now.
So, 8. She's off to a good start here. Number 11, Marie Weller, will serve, senior, for the Pheasants. And
just a hitting error there, went off the antenna out of bounds.
The antenna. I would prefer the upright, but that's a totally different story, or different sport. And it looks like number 4, or 10 there, Sammy Brennan gets a kill to go off of a Pheasant arm or finger there and gets a tip. So Cyclones get another point there. Rolfs to fast, dug out by the Cyclones. Cyclones knock it back over. A little back and forth play. Rolfs to Zenz on the push set and goes. She pushed it long and caught, like we talk about, that west end of the floor with that air conditioner breeze that's usually going, but turned off tonight. That ball fell right in there. Roselle serving for the Pheasants, up 19-12. 3/4 of the way through the first set. Rolfs to Smith, right up the middle. Gets it to fall. And it looks like we're getting a timeout by Clark Willow Lake, trailing 20-12.
Event produced by your school during the school year are created, filmed, and produced by the students you love to follow and support. Become a booster of your school's live event coverage by becoming a sponsor. It's a great way to show your support of the athletes and students in your community. As a sponsor, you'll get great visibility for your business, organization, or family by supporting the live productions of your school.
Acres Ahead is back with AgTegra Cooperative. Now is the time to secure product, lock in early season prices, and receive delayed payment terms on your agronomy inputs. Fertilizer, seed, and crop protection purchases from Acres Ahead also qualify for triple play grain premiums, diesel discounts, and feed discounts. Contact your local AgTegra agronomist to learn more on how Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. AgTegra Cooperative. Strong.
And welcome back to the Ken Greeno building. Pheasants up 20-12 over the Cyclones. Set number 1. Roselle throws it up, hits it over, drops one in for an ace. So Pheasants get a big point out of a timeout. Up 9, 21-12, Roselle's serving. And it appears probably a player in the net there, if I had to guess.
Yep, looked like Mallory Smith was in the net there, trying to get the little pushback on the free ball that was hanging over the top of the net.
So Clark Willow Lake to serve here, number 12, Emma Nichols. Mallory Smith with the tip, returned back by Clark Willow Lake. Back to Redfield and push back over. Ross with the little back set or a little push set over. And Smith in the net again, I would guess.
Yep.
Starting to really pick up on that, so I'm learning. That's awesome. So Clark has gotten 2 out of the 3 points out of the timeout. Nichols serving. Trailing by 7. And rides that back line. You know, it's one of those deals, yay or nay, and sometimes you're wrong, and that's what happened there. So Cyclones have cut it to 6 points. Set number 1 here. Nichols serving. Dug out by Weller. And another one in the net. So the last 4 points, Pheasants have been in the net 3 times.
Yep, just mental miscues there, knowing where you are on the court. If that set's pushed out too far, you got to get a little bit wider on your approach.
Fast, digs out the serve. Rolfs over to Smith. Another kill for Mallory Smith. Mallory having a nice night. Was that Mallory or what was that Fast?
I didn't see it.
Board's got Fast, so Fast is up to 3. Clausen in for the Pheasants. Number 10, the senior serves, and that's an ace. So she'll get the ball back from Roselle. Dribble it a couple of times, throw it up, dance, and hit it over. Returned by the Cyclones. A little push set. Tries to catch the Pheasants off guard. Plays it out of the net. Roselle hits it back over. Cyclones push it back over after a couple of hits. Rolfs over to Fast, and she puts it down. Not the perfect timing, but Gracie got just enough of it.
Might have worked to her advantage there. Took a little bit off of it and dropped it in when they were going backwards.
Clausen serving set point. Little back and forth here. Rolfs with the little push set. Back and forth here. Weller digs it out. Battle at the net, and looks like Fast wins that. So the Redfield Pheasants take set number 1, 25-16 lead, 1-0. We will be back with after these few messages.
Stable, dependable.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Independent Ag in Bristol, Verdon, Roscoe, and Watertown. A local business providing local service and local expertise. They're farmer-focused, service-driven, with a very knowledgeable staff that offers seed, chemical, and fertilizer sales. They make competitive offers at Independent Ag. They say, we know your acre. Check out the website, independentagservices.com, or call 605-395-6605. Independent Ag, proud to support local sports and activities.
At Heartland State Bank, our customers are at the center of everything we do. Heartland State Bank is a family-owned community bank and here for you. We have an experienced lending staff for fast, local decisions. Heartland State Bank offers competitive rates and is proud to provide uptown services with a hometown touch. With 4 locations in Redfield, Tulare, Wessington, and Highmore, we aspire to support the communities we live and work in. Heartland State Bank, member FDIC.
Your first car.
And welcome back to the Ken Greeno building. Thank you for listening to Pheasants Live from all of you that are coming from near and far. We're glad to bring this to you. All these high school events from the Redfield High School. And also thank you to all our sponsors that make this possible. Set number 1 went 25-14. What'd you see, Coach Falk?
Pretty good set there by the Pheasants. Few little miscues, some unforced errors that cost us some points. Few communications that cost us a point. I always told my girls when I coached volleyball, if it was too close to let it fall, you play it.
Yep. And they had out of that one timeout, 3 out of the 4 points that they lost were in the net, and I think that's what you're talking about, those mental errors. So hopefully I get those corrected, but very good hitting at the net for the Pheasants in set number 1. If you can't tell, there's a lot of pink in the stands tonight. It's pink night, and there's a lot going on in the student section, in the stands, everybody wearing pink. And there's a fundraiser going on out in the lobby here selling ice cream, and you can buy socks. So all that goes to a good cause and very cool to see. Pheasants will indeed serve set number 2. Rolfs usually gets the Pheasants going. She throws it up, jumps, and gets it over. Poor passing to start right away for both squads. Pheasants keep it alive. Mallory Smith wins a free ball at the net and knocks it home. Pheasants get the first point. Rolf's back, gets the ball from the student section, who's having a heck of a time down there. Rolf throws it up, hits it over. Tough pass for Clark, Willow Lake. Back to the Redfield side. Rolf's to fast down the line. Might have caught some of the net in the face. Is that legal there? Did I see that right? But
I didn't see it, but if you say it, you got a better angle.
Yep, I'm right down the net here, and she gets it to fall. So Fast is up to 6 kills on the night. And it appears 2 hits there?
That's correct.
And that's a new emphasis this year, I believe. You cannot hit the ball 2 times in a row. So Pheasants out of the gate strong, up 3-0. Set number 2. Rolfs hits one off the top of the net, and it drops back on our home side. Like we said, it looks like Clark Willow Lake likes to sub a lot and mix a lot of kids in there. Serving for the Cyclones, number 2, Sarah Thornvold. And good hustle by Zenz there, but that's off of Annie Smith's arm there and goes backwards. Zenz gives chase, can't catch up to it before it's out of bounds. 3-2 Pheasants. Serves it short. Roselle stumbles and hits it. Cyclones push it deep. Pheasants there to recover. A fast hit attempt is received, and Clark Willow Lake knocks one back and catches the Pheasants off balance. And just like that, up 3-0. Now we're tied. Clark Willow Lake is at 3 straight points. Pheasants got to get a stop here. Roselle with the pass. Rolfs too fast. There you go. Put that one on the board. Dracy Fast with her 7th kill on the night. Where are we at unofficially, Coach, here for Cameron?
It looks like we're at 15 so
15, far. So Ross chipping away at that record. 6 away. Mallory Smith serving for the Pheasants, and they, like we've talked, she stays doing very well at the service line, so and a little just broken play there that broke down for him.
Yep, that was one where Cameron was setting up for her set already. Ball came right to her, so she had to play it and was kind of caught in transition there.
Number 10, Sammy Brennan, serving for the Cyclones. Pheasants receive it. Rolfs looks to set it too fast and just mishit it. So Cyclones battling here. Set number 2 early, 5-5. Brennan serving. Dug out by Zenz. Passes across court, and Roselle knocks it into the net. So Pheasants started good early, then been up and down since. Cyclones have their first lead of the night. Brennan serves it over. Zenz passes it to Rolfs. Rolfs over to Roselle, dug out by the Cyclones. Cyclones free it over. Retrieved by Clausen to Rolfs, to Fast. Played again. Long rally here. And Clark mishits. That was number 2. On my sheet here, Sarah Thornvold, and the Pheasants will take the point. Gracie Fast goes back to serve for the home squad. Tie set here. 6-6. Nice dig by Cameron Ross there. To Smith, over to Roselle. And a couple of Cyclone players get tangled up there, and it allowed them not to return that, and the Pheasants to get a point. So Pheasants up 7-6. See if Fast can keep it going here. And Roselle blocks number 17, Shea. We're not going to try to mispronounce her last name, at the net. And when Shea swings, she does not get cheated. No. So Fast up to 3 points in a row here serving. And number 14, Haley Torman, gets that ball to drop in the back corner there. So Willow Lake responds back. Been some runs and answers early here, set number 2. I think that's Zoe Hinkman serving for Clark Willow Lake, number 23. Rolfs to Roselle, and she hammers it home. Roselle is now up to 6 kills. So the big guns for the Pheasants getting going here. You've got Fast with 7 and Rolfs with 6. So the big hitters getting it done.
I think you meant Katie Roselle.
Yeah, sorry, Kate Roselle. Not sure what I said there. Little back and forth play here. Rolfs to Roselle up the middle. And Roselle hits it into the net. A little hitting error there. So Clark Willow Lake will serve. Shea, he's going to serve for them. And it goes into the net. So just back and forth here the last couple of points. How do you fix that, Coach?
Basically, it's telling your girls to be mentally ready. We need a few points here. It's been kind of an MO for the Pheasants to get off to a good start like that and then kind of take the second set a little lightly and get behind here.
Roselle serving. Gets a free one back over. Rolfs up the middle to Mallory Smith. And Smith gets it to fall. Mallory, she's up to 4 kills on the night, really taking advantage of her height at the net. Roselle serving again. Up 11-8. Clark Willow Lake having trouble with it, just gets it over. Rolfs to Zenz, little push set, down. Good to see Chloe Zenz getting involved here. She's up to 3 kills. And according to that set assist, Cameron Rolfs did break Autumn Youngworth's career record. Autumn had, let me grab my notes here, Autumn had 1,811 set assists. And Cameron broke that at 1,812, so Autumn Youngworth played for the Pheasants 2012 to 15-ish era. Went to a couple of state tournaments with Coach Osborne, was a very, very good setter for the Pheasants. So nice to see Cameron's hard work pay off there, and she's got a few more games left to get a lot more. So 2,000 probably not out of the realm,
Not
Coach?
out of the question, especially if they get into postseason play. That'll be very attainable for her.
And the Pheasants are hoping to make a little bit of a run. So so nice job, Cameron, and congratulations for all your hard work. I know your teammates, family, friends are all very proud of you. Roselle to serve for the Pheasants, up 12-8. Roselle lays out for one, back row after Clark gets it over. Zenz goes right back where she left off, but it's hit back by Clark Willow Lake. Oh, good effort by Fast and Zenz. Throws an arm at it and couldn't get it. They both get up smiling. Just a tough play. Good effort, though. You like to see the kids hustling and playing for them, so that's good. Number 1 serving for the Cyclones, Summer Seafelt, the senior. Lone senior for the Cyclones, and the ball jockeys around between the basketball hoop and some of the rafters here. And a little back set by Rolfs gets it to drop. So does she get a kill plus a set of, probably not a set assist there.
She gets a kill on it.
Yeah, that'd be not fair. Clausen serving up 13-9. The senior throws it up, dances, hits it over. Clark passes it back. Rolfs over to Fast, and she hits it into the net. So last few attempts for Gracie haven't gone so well. What does she got to do to get on track?
Just hit at what she's aiming for there. It kind of looked like that time she went up for a big hit. Kind of saw the floor open up for her, and I think her eyes got big and just kind of missed time to hit.
18, Katie Larson serving for the Cyclones. Rolfs goes right back to Fast, and it looked like they're playing out because Gracie's not getting cheated, and what does she do?
Yep. Floor opens up, drop it right in the middle of them.
Yep, simple game, right? Ball goes up, ball must come down. Fast up to 8 kills. Rolfs is serving. Pheasants have made it all the way around in their rotation. Good hustle by Zenz to keep that alive. A little push by Fast, and she kind of shakes her head with a big smile. Wanted to get that one over. Rolfs to Annie Smith, and she drops one in the back corner. So Annie Smith has got a couple of kills here tonight for the Pheasants. So spreading it around. Rolfs serving up 15-10, second set. And the Cyclones can't handle that. That's another ace. So you kind of see some of the upperclassmen experience taking over for the Pheasants here. They've rattled off a few in a row. Rolfs serves it up again. Tournament hits it over for the Cyclones. Rolfs sets from the back row over to Zenz. Back row kill. Dug out. Fast pushes it back over for the Pheasants. Tournament back over to Fast. Dug out. Rolfs back to Annie Smith. Tipped at the net. Clark Willow Lake digs it out. And Roselle wanted it. She was under it like a pop fly. 2 of her teammates talked her out of it, and they were right. Good to see them talking. Things go well when we talk. Rolfs serves it up. Clark plays out of it. Tipped at the net by Fast. Rolfs to Mallory Smith up the middle. Mallory gets another one to drop. And Clark Willow Lake wants to talk it over. We're going to go to some commercials here, and we'll be back.
It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
You'll find friendly, small-town service at your locally owned and operated SBS Lumber and Hardware in Redfield. They have all your small home repair needs covered. Plus, they now carry lumber and Valspar paints, along with all of your painting supplies. They have your fencing needs covered, too. From carry pet to livestock, they're a proud supporter of all youth athletics and activities. So for whatever you need, look no further than your locally owned and operated SBS.
And welcome back to the Greeno building. Coming out of a timeout, the Redfield Pheasants are leading 18-10, set number 2. On a little bit of a roll here with Rolfe serving. She throws it up, serves it short, and Clark Willow Lake has a hard time handling it. And they get a point. Not an ace, but we get a point. So 19-10. Pheasants on a run here. Pulling away late, set number 2. Rolfe throws it up and gets her to drop short again. Tournament hits it over and off of Roselle in the back row. Just about a half a step late on that. She could use her arms, but she's got her whole body there. She probably makes that play.
Yep, it was just a case of moving the feet a little bit there. Just got back on her heels, couldn't get there in time. Resulted in a point for the Cyclones.
Tornvold serving for the Cyclones. You talk about moving feet. We got all winter. We'll work on that with Kate. So Fast gets a good licking in one there, and it's blocked. A little back and forth play here. Rolfe's to Fast, and she drops that one in. So Gracie not being discouraged at the net. Keeps playing, gets her 9th kill of the evening. Mallory Smith serving for the Pheasants. Gets it over. Little serve receive here. Back set to Annie Smith. Top of the net and over. Clark Willow Lake hits it back to Rolfes. Rolfes to Roselle up the middle. Returned. Shea hits it over and just a little. Pheasants were out of what system there? What do you want to say?
That's one again where Rolfes goes back to set up for her set, and she gets caught in the middle in transition. Has to play the ball in the first pass, and it kind of takes everybody out of rhythm.
Sammy Brennan serving for the Cyclones, knocks her into the net. So Coach Osborne getting Gracie Fast out of the game here. Number 3, Jersey Morrison checking in. She's going to do some serving here. The junior reserve for the Pheasants. Morrison throws it up and hits it wide right. Looked a little nervous there. She wasn't happy with herself. She'll get another chance here. In for the Cyclones, number 23, Zoe Hinken. Morrison receives it. Set by Ross over to Roselle and just goes a little long. So Clark Willow Lake cut it to 7. Hinkman serving again. Throws it up, hits it over. Morrison receives it. Over to Clausen, and Zenz hits one into the net. That's an unforced hitting error, so Coach Osborne is going to sub Fast back in for Morrison. Hinkman serving for the Cyclones, trailing by 6, 21-15. Rolfe sets it over to Zenz. Puts it in play, just a token hit. Pheasants are chasing. And we are just out of rhythm here the last few points. Is it a lack of focus? What?
It might be. You know, there was a lot that went on there with the record being broken and stuff. And girls are just, their mindset isn't right at this time.
Clausen lays out for it. They pass it over. Rolfes to Roselle. Back in play by Willow Lake Clark. Said that backwards. Rolfes over to Roselle, and she goes wide right. Pheasants were up 21-10. All of a sudden, 21-17. Coach Osborne chirping at the girls, getting them to figure it out. Hinkman serving up a good game for the Cyclones. And there you go. Rolfes to Roselle on the far side, and Kate gets one to fall for her 7th kill of the night. So serving for the Pheasants, number 7, Annie Smith. Spelled the same way as Mallory, and also Kinley.
Like
Two of the three are related.
It's like the Smith Law Firm out there.
Yep, that would be a good one. If we get Kinley out there, we could call it the law firm. But Clark comes back and knocks one home. Number 16 on the kill. That is Hannah Hyman. So Willow Lake. Shea is going to serve for the Cyclones, number 17. Leading them in kills tonight with 4. Rolfs, 2 Zens at the net. Blocked back. She throws it up. Clausen chases it down. Roselle passes it over. Acrobatic play like by the Cyclones. And Rolfs with a little tip. Rides across the top of the net and drops in for a point. Mallory Smith is going to check back in for the Pheasants and Coach Osborne for Clausen, and that'll send Kate Roselle to the service line, trying to finish this out. And hit the
antenna.
You want me to say uprights, but it's the antenna there off of the pass. So Roselle getting probably some English on that, causing the Cyclones to miss-hit it. Roselle serving 24-18 and gets an ace. Your Redfield Pheasants take set number 2, 25-18. So we will be back in a couple of minutes and a few messages from our sponsors.
SPS Lumber and Hardware in Redfield.
The One Stop in Redfield is a friendly family-owned business. They carry hot stuff products like pizzas, sandwiches, appetizers, and cookies. So before you take a trip or if you're out on the town, stop by and fuel up with Sinclair gasoline and use the Dino Pay app for additional savings. Grab your snacks and browse the large selection of cold beverages and visit the automatic car wash for a spotless shine in your vehicle. One Stop is a proud supporter of all school sports and activities. Stop in to the One Stop in Redfield.
At Bruggeman Crop Services, they offer a full line of crop insurance products backed by years of experience to ensure you're getting the best risk management package for your specific operation. They are also your full-service channel seed provider along with a full line of seed treatments. As farmers themselves, they will tailor a plan that will set you at ease for everything nature may throw at you. Crop insurance is their only insurance. For a no-obligation insurance or seed quote, call 853-3200 or check them out online at BruggemanCropInsurance.com. Malpert Insurance is built on a foundation of nearly 31 years of experience, knowledge, and customer service for multi-peril crop insurance, forage, crop hail, and livestock and insurance coverage. Malpert Insurance has industry experts and talented staff to work side by side, assisting in your operation. Protect your business with coverage that matters and service that cares. Contact Caitlin Hoots at 605-290-9719 or Jared Keene at 605-450-5322.
Helping you find the equipment you need. It's possible at RDO Equipment Company. RDO sells and services John Deere agriculture and lawn and garden equipment, as well as Honda generators, pumps, snow blowers, and more. Their large inventory of parts ensures you get what you're looking for quickly so you can get back to work, and their experienced sales and parts department are ready to help you find the right equipment for the job. Call, stop in, or visit RDOequipment.com today.
We hope you are.
And welcome back to the Ken Greeno building here on Pink Night. Redfield takes the second set, 25-17. So Pheasants up 2 games to 0, 2 sets to 0 here in this Northeast Conference matchup, looking to get to 7-1 in the league, and they're chasing their 14th win overall. What'd you see in that second set, Coach?
Struggles at times by the Pheasants. There's some mental lapses, a break for something special. They fought through it. They got the win, and I'm pretty sure Coach Osborne's message in between sets there was, let's refocus and get out of here with a sweep.
And if you're just tuning in, Rolfs and Fast run into each other, and they seem to be okay. But if you're just tuning in for this third set, Cameron Rolfs breaks the program record for set assists, ties it at 18-11, and then breaks it at 18-12, the record held by Autumn Youngworth, a great setter in the past for the Pheasants. So Congratulations, Cameron. I know Autumn would be very proud of you. Pheasants don't get the first point, get the second. We're tied at 1, and Rolf's to serve here. And if anybody's wondering, there are 34 listeners right now, so that might be pretty good high there for us. That's pretty good. We're happy. So
raising the Nielsen ratings a little bit there.
Yep. Point by Clark Willow Lake. They're up 2-1. Pheasants. Rolfs to Smith. Gets it to drop. So Mallory Smith, the senior, does a lot of the dirty work for the Pheasants and has really picked up her serving here the last few weeks with 6 kills. Now she's back serving. Let's see where this game goes from here. Smith to Roselle, dug out by the Cyclones. And maybe mishit there, and just the Pheasants were anticipating something a little harder, and Summer Seafelt mishit that and falls into that open area there.
Yep, looks like the Pheasants had it played right, and when you take a little off the ball there on a mishit, it just falls where you're not expecting it to.
23, Zoe Heichman serving, and she's the one that kind of got them back into the set in set number 2, rattle off 7 points. See what happens here with her. Rolfs on the set. Roselle, boom, down. Roselle has got now 8 kills on the night. 10 by Fast. So Fast, speaking of Fast, she'll go back and serve. Been very consistent for the Pheasants all year, plays all the way around, doesn't leave the floor much. Dug out by the Cyclones, little set dump there, but it looked like Clark Willow Lake was in the net.
Nope, actually that that was a back row attack there. Setter was in the back row, she jumped to hit the ball, and that's illegal.
Well, I'm learning some every night. Very confident, and Kyle cuts me down to size.
Just keeping you in check, Tom.
Yep, and Rolfs goes up the middle to Roselle. Good to see that timing is getting a little bit better there up the middle, and Roselle gets one to fall. Fast serving again. Pheasants up 5-3. Ball off the net. And the Cyclones hit it back. Just some miscommunication there for the Pheasants, and kind of a tough play. You're anticipating something, then that ball hits the net, and it's anybody's after that. Cyclones trailing by 1, 4-5, and Vig serving. Roselle whacks it over. Back and forth here. Rolfs to the outside to Zenz. Off the net, Clausen there to dig it out. Rolfs drops it in the middle pocket, but it's replayed. Rolfs digs it out again. Sets it over to Smith, and just goes long. I think she's looking for a tip there again, but I didn't see it. It looked like the official on that end made the right call. Tie ball game here. And Roselle hits it into the net. So Clark Willow Lake here has gotten the last 2 points. 3 points actually, and now they're up 6-5. Vig serving for the Cyclones. Rolfs over to Annie Smith. Hammers it home, opposite side. Anything special that's called? Down the line, opposite line, what?
That's just a cross shot there.
And that's in Annie's arsenal. Probably her favorite shot to hit, it seems like. Marie Weller in to serve, number 11. The senior. Gets it over. Back here, and Zenz goes long, and the official calls it tipped. So Chloe Zenz with her 4th kill of the night. So Fast with 10, Roselle with 9, Zenz with 4, and Smith with about 5 or 6. So spreading it around, good balance. Weller serves it, and it eats up Vig in the back row, and she gets an ace. Hopping back to the service line, keeping the Pheasants going here. Up 8-6. Weller throws it up, taps it over. Another ace. That's back-to-back. She gets one more of that. If it was bowling, this would be a turkey. So We're hoping Marie gets her third ace in a row here.
We'll go with the hat trick.
Hat trick. And is it borderline? No. He's saying no. If you weren't up here, I would give that to her, and we'd have to present her with the frozen turkey.
Got hit twice.
But I didn't see the second hit, but I am blind in my right eye. So Pheasants take a 10-6 lead and set number 3, and we're going to go to a quick commercial break.
All enjoying the student productions of your school. Tonight's event and every event produced by your school during the school year are created, filmed, and produced by the students you love to follow and support. Become a booster of your school's live event coverage by becoming a sponsor. It's a great way to show your support of the athletes and students in your community. As a sponsor, you'll get great visibility for your business, organization, or family by supporting the live productions of your school.
Acres ahead.
And welcome back from the Ken Greeno building. The Cyclones beat the Pheasants out on the floor. So Weller's gotten 3 points here, and now 4. So if you get 3 aces in a row, you get a turkey. I wonder what 4 gets you.
That last one wasn't an ace, though.
Side of beef, maybe? Now, there's been some disagreement up here, but Weller, the hot hand for the Pheasants here, set number 3. Up 11-6. Rolfs to Roselle, goes long and bounces off the side basket. So, Pheasants pulling away here. Middle of set number 2. Weller serving it well for the Fez. Really, Clark Willow Lake really having a hard time receiving her serves. Rolfs cross court, and Zenz a little too much muscle there and ends the run. Goes long. Cyclones let it go. So they'll take the ball, and they're going to serve number 1. Summer Seafelt, the only senior, 2 seniors, Foster and Seafelt. But Seafelt serving. Roselle with a runner. Returned and back over Rolfs to Zenz. Play at the net. Roselle keeps it alive. Back row set by Fast, who's in the back of the rotation. And Roselle off of Vig's forearm, and she can't handle it. Well, another kill for Roselle's up to 11. Roselle with 11, Fast with 10. And Zenz with 4. Roselle serving. Pheasants up 13-7. Played by the Cyclones. Dug out by Weller. Hit over from Fast from the 10-foot line. 16 for the Cyclones, puts it over. Battles at the net, and Mallory Smith's there to return it back to the other side. Dug out by Weller. Back a set to Mallory Smith. Off key, but she hits it. No. And Rolfs, another little set dump there. Back and forth point here. And Rolfs to Smith, Mallory, and they cannot connect. But we've talked a lot about the little things that Mallory Smith does for these guys that maybe doesn't get a lot of attention. The dirty work at the net, the forward 4 to 8 kills she gets maybe a night. Good teams need a player like that, and she's kind of done that for the Pheasants this year. Rolfs to Smith and knocked out of bounds. So Willow Lake, trailing 13-7, has got the last 2 points. A little bit of a run started here for the Cyclones, not going away quietly. Number 21, Avery Lee serving. And another point. Pheasants getting a little lackadaisical here, letting the Cyclones back in it. Lee to serve. Goes short. Doesn't clear the net. Pheasants will take the point in the rally scoring. And Clausen in for Zenz to serve. The senior, number 10. Throws it up, dances, and knocks it over. Top spin line drive. Little back and forth play here, and Ross does her little tip, and it doesn't clear the net. Look like number 14 for the Cyclones. Tournament returned that for him. Number 2, Thornvold serving for the Cyclones. Played back and forth by each team. Weller over to Fast. Ooh, maybe a double hit there. Dug out by the Cyclones. Mallory Smith from Rolfs. Played out by the Cyclones again. Back and forth here. Dug out by Zenz. Rolfs. Cross court to Grace Fast, and she finds the middle of the paint there on the basketball floor and drops one home for her 11th kill. So we've made it around one time here. Rolfs serving up 15-11. Gonna have a free ball at the net. Fast takes a whack at it. Blocked by Clark Willow Lake. Back over there, and they knock it out of bounds. Rolfs serving again, and that's an ace. So Rolfs dances the sideline near side, gets it to fall in there for a point. So the home squad leading 17-11, up 2-0. Third set here. Rolfs tries to go to the other side of the floor. Is that on her or Coach Osborne that tells him where to hit that thing? Or
I'm not going to throw Coach Osborne under the bus.
Oh, no, I wasn't calling him under the bus. I was just wondering where the ball's placed strategic.
Yeah, he calls the serves. It was just mishit a little bit. And
just keep the flow going here. He's not the best color man in the industry for nothing, folks. So Pheasants up 17-13, and Fast gets another kill. Smith serving for the Pheasants. Been doing a nice job as of late. Smacks it over. Cyclones receive it, return it. Dug out by Mallory in the back row. Ross finds it over to Fast, who knocks one into the net, looking and hunting out her 13th kill, but comes up short. 18-14 here, set number 3. Looks like that is number 23, Zoe Hinkle, or
I think it's Helkin.
Helkin, yeah. My very good pronunciation skills coming up there. Thank you. And Shea at the net, but she is blocked by Roselle and Fast. Fast will now go back and serve. Hits it over into the middle. Oh, a nice little drop set there by number 10, Sammy Brennan. Right in the middle, and that was quick. Is that what a good dump is like that, just quick?
It is, but you got to be careful on those ones. She's switching quadrants. If she breaks that center line, then it's an illegal hit.
And the Cyclones strike and get one in the middle there again. And all of a sudden, Clark Willow Lake is winning 19-16. Serving. Dug out by Clausen. Back set to Smith, and she goes about a foot long, and the official makes a pretty easy call there, throws the arm up. And 26, Vig serving for the Cyclones, down by 2, 19-17. Rolfs over to Smith. Played by the Cyclones. Little tip. Dug out by Rolfs, who comes out of nowhere, and the Clark Willow Lake, gets the...
You got to tip your hat to Clark Willow Lake here, though. They're
battling.
They got some alligator blood. They won't go away.
Yep, and I was just say, now all of a sudden it's 20-18. Weller in to serve and serves one into the net. And we got a little bit of a ball game here. Clark serving, trailing 19-20. Number 1, Seafelt. Fast digs it out. Rolfs to Zenz, and she connects. Big point for the Pheasants there. Like you said, you got a team that maybe a little bit younger, no fear. Against a veteran team, and you got to go to somebody to get a kill there, and big point by Chloe Zenz. Roselle back to serve, and the Cyclones have a hard time handling it and go up 22-19. Roselle serving again, dug out by Clark. Passed over, hit back, short, dug out by Zenz. Rolfs, back row, hit attempt by Fast, and into the net. How much tougher is it hit from back row compared to up at the net?
I believe it's a lot tougher. You know, your transition is a little different. You're getting a way different angle of vision, and you got to put a little more oomph behind it to get it over to fall where you want it to.
21, Avery Lee into serve for the Cyclones, trailing 20-22. Thumps it over, and it just goes about 6 inches long. Would have been a big point for them to pick up there, but nevertheless, they fall short. Chloe Zen serving for the Pheasants, looking to close it out here up 23-20. And goes just short and hits it into the net. So the Pheasants, a few unforced errors here late in the ball game. Still leading 23-21. Number 2, Sarah Thonbold serving. Played by Roselle to Rolfs. Too fast, and she connects. So here we go. Rolfs looking to take us home on the night. She breaks the career set assist record. Up 24-21, throws it up, takes a swing. Cyclones return it. Dug out by Zenz. Over to Rolfs. Too fast, and it's down. Tipped, and that is your match. The Lady Pheasants win set number 3, 25-21, and take it 3-0. We will be back here after a few commercials to do a little rundown, and we'll go hear some messages from our sponsors. We'll be back in about a minute.
Is back with AgTegra Cooperative. Now is the time to secure product, lock in early season prices, and receive delayed payment terms on your agronomy inputs. Fertilizer, seed, and crop protection purchases from Acres Ahead also qualify for triple play grain premiums, diesel discounts, and feed discounts. Contact your local AgTegra agronomist to learn more on how Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. AgTegra Cooperative. Strong, stable, dependable.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Independent Ag in Bristol, Verdon, Roscoe, and Watertown. A local business providing local service and local expertise. They're farmer-focused, service-driven, with a very knowledgeable staff that offers seed, chemical, and fertilizer sales. They make competitive offers at Independent Ag. They say, we know your acre. Check out the website, independentagservices.com, or call 605-395-6605. Independent Ag, proud to support local sports and activities.
At Heartland State Bank, our customers are at the center of everything we do. Heartland State Bank is a family-owned community bank and here for you. We have an experienced lending staff for fast, local decisions. Heartland State Bank offers competitive rates and is proud to provide uptown services with a hometown touch. With 4 locations in Redfield, Tulare, Wessington, and Highmore, we aspire to support the communities we live and work in. Heartland State Bank, member FDIC.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
You'll find friendly, small-town service at your locally owned and operated SBS Lumber and Hardware in Redfield. They have all your small home repair needs covered. Plus, they now carry lumber and Valspar paints, along with all of your painting supplies. They have your fencing needs covered, too. From carry pet to livestock, they're a proud supporter of all youth athletics and activities. So for whatever you need, Look no further than your locally owned and operated SBS Lumber and Hardware in Redfield.
The one stop in Redfield.
And welcome back to the Ken Greeno building. As you can see, the match has ended, and you can see a lot of pink out on the floor. Tonight was pink night, and good to see a lot of people supporting that. And fun night overall. Pheasants were victorious, 3-0 over Clark Willow Lake. We're in check all three of the sets, but you got to give the younger, less experienced Clark Willow Lake squad some credit for battling back and cutting it to a couple of points in each set. But the older, more experienced Pheasants squad was able to pull away. So Pheasants now 7-1 in league play in Northeast Conference. Only loss coming to Hamlin last week. So still in the hunt for the conference, but need some help from somebody to beat Hamlin. Got their 14th win of the season tonight, so now 14-10. Have played a pretty rugged schedule. The last 2 weeks they've played, coming in tonight, it was 12 matches in 11 days, went 5-7. But some of those losses were to some very, very quality opponents. So these ladies are being battle tested here in not only league play, but in tournament play, and that's what we want to see. Their goal is to be one of either the 1 or 2 in the region and host a pod. So that would be fun because we would get to come back and you get to listen to us again. So hitting for the Pheasants tonight. Fast leads the Pheasants again with 14. Roselle right there with 12. And then you've got 3 other gals that had good nights. Mallory Smith with 6. Chloe Zenz with 5, and Annie Smith chipped in 3. So 5 girls with a notable amount of kills. So that's good to see. Also a special night, as we stated earlier, Cameron Rolfs, the senior, that's been playing for sure 3 years, if not quite a bit as a freshman, I think. 4-year player for Coach Osborne, breaks and ties the set assist record, which was 18-11 to tie, 18-12 to break it. So that's a great career milestone for her. And she's been on a lot of good squads, so good to see there. Hopefully she keeps climbing and hopefully gets around 2,000, a little over. So handful of matches left on the season. What do you take away from tonight, Coach Falk, about how the Lady Pheasants played?
Well, they're starting to do a lot of things right. We talked about in earlier games how you got to spread the ball around, and when I looked up at the board, every player had a kill tonight, at least one that was up on the board when the game ended. Doing that, getting a nice sweep win here over a very scrappy younger Clark team. It wasn't an easy win by any stretch of the imagination. We had to work for it, and they get the ship righted, and now looking forward to games next week and hopefully closing out the season, hosting a pod, and making a run deep into the postseason.
Yeah, and you talked about playing well at home here, and that's always great, but at some point you're going to have to go on the road and postseason play, and the deeper you get, the less frequent the home games do get in about any sport. And if you get to that state level or the region level, home games are non-existent. It doesn't get any easier for the Pheasants. Their next ball game is going to be next Tuesday. They head to Warner, and we've talked a little bit earlier about them in the pregame. Warner is probably one of the top teams in the state. AA, AAA, Quad A, however many classes we got. Probably too many. But they're very, very solid, very fundamentally sound, playing a lot of juniors and seniors. So it'll be interesting to see how our ladies go up there. They've got on the floor with them here in our tournament. So I've played against them, probably know a little bit about them. Probably played against them over the years as little kids and in team camps and things. So looking for the Pheasants to do what up there?
They just want to go out and compete. You're going against the top-ranked team in our class at that point. And you go out and compete and have a good showing. You know, it only takes them to have a bad night, us to have a really on night, and things can happen in a hurry with a volleyball game. It's so momentum driven that one thing can lead to another, and all of a sudden you're walking out with a surprise victory.
Yeah, and what could a win like that do to a squad? If we go up there and knock off a Warner, just kind of talking out loud here, what could a win like that do for a team like this, the Lady Pheasants?
For a team like the Pheasants, that could put them over the edge. That might be what they need confidence-wise to believe that we can make a deep run into the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think you're exactly right on that. I'm trying to find overall, I'm trying to see where the Pheasants are sitting. Top 5 teams in Class A volleyball power points right now. Elkton, Lake Benton, Wagner's 2, Miller's 3. We've seen them give a little bit of run in the tournament to them. And then Hamlin's 4, played them, and Dakota Valley. Rapid City Christian 6, Sioux Falls Christian 7. 8 is Mobridge, 9 is Canton. Platte Geddes rounds out the top 10. And then Belfouge is sitting there at 11. And we split with them on the year, so we've got the ability to play it. So this would be a good test on the road. Little test on the road, see where you're at late in the season. None of them, you've got a couple of conference games. You got to go to Warner, and you got Woolsey, Wessington on the road too. So these girls are going to be tested down the road here. And I think as a coach and as a player, that's what you want. You don't want to be shell-shocked going into region play.
Absolutely. You really don't want those kind of lollipop games going into meaningful play postseason. You want to be tested, know where you sit, and know what you have to work on.
Yep. And coming into tonight, I did find that Pheasants are sitting in the 20th spot, which only means anything if you get to the round of 16, and then you just start climbing and doing the ladders for matching up for postseason play. So a lot of work to do yet. Probably, 1/5 of the season left, 1/3, whatever you want to call it. So Pheasants take care of business tonight at home on Pink Night. Great to see everybody out. Student section was rocking. Band was rolling. Fun to watch. Pheasants win 3-0. I'm Tom Gregg. This is Kyle Falk. Thank you for watching from near and far. We really appreciate it. We will see you. Our next telecast will be next Thursday,
yep.
Here at home against Webster. Another big conference and region game, and then huge football game Friday night. And we'll talk more about that later. We do not want to get the horse ahead of the cart here. They got a big one on the road tomorrow at Dakota Hills. If the Pheasants win that, they will be sitting, 5-2, dual wins. They'll be 6-1. That'll be a fun one, so you get to be with us on the call for that. So we'll be excited. So we'll see you down the road. Go Pheasants, and take care.